Hey guys, Mackay Block with Limitless North here, and I want to talk about making 2017 your best year yet. Have you set your goals for the year? Do you know what you're trying to achieve this year of your life? And do you know how you're going to make it your absolute best year yet? I want to talk with you about where we're at with this progress. It's February 12th. We're a month and a half into the year so far. How are you doing? Have you set your goals? Are you accomplishing your goals? Are you keeping your momentum going? If you are, congratulations. By this time, a month and a half into the year, most people have fallen off their goals. Most people have quit focusing on what they thought they wanted for the year. You know, New Year's comes around and we all set resolutions for ourselves, or we may have some abstract concept of what we want out of the year. But within 2 weeks or 3 weeks, typically all of our momentum, our effort, and our focus just dwindles, and our results are no longer in view. And so I want to encourage you that, number one, if you set those goals for yourself, congratulations. Now, if you're continuing to pursue them and put effort and motivation into them, you're doing better than 90% of the people out there, because most people, as I said, have fallen off at this point in the year. Now, if you're one of those people that has fallen off and you had some goals set and you thought you knew what you wanted this year to look like, and you were really gung-ho about some goals and pursuing some results at the start of the year, but now you've kind of dwindled and waned and you're not putting the same amount of effort there, that's okay. That's why you're watching this video, and I want to inspire you and encourage you to step back from life for a moment and relook at what you wanted this year to be like and refocus on them. Refocus on your goals, redefine your goals, reassess your goals, and start putting your effort back into the areas of life that matter most to you, that you want to see change this year. Because I can fully tell you that I believe that we can make this our absolute best year yet, and you should too. So as we get into this, as we get into 2017, where are you headed? Do you know the plan and the purposes that you have for this year? Now, if you're like some people, you maybe just didn't set goals for New Year's. You had this abstract idea in your head, but you never took the time to define it for yourself. And if you're one of those people, that's okay too. But now is the time to sit down and actually take some time to think about what you want 2017 to look like and how you will make it a great year for yourself. Most of us feel stuck in life in some ways, shapes, or form, and that's why we come to the end of a year and we get excited about the dawning of a new year and the ability to restart and recraft our lives in some way. And so we think we get excited about setting goals, but maybe we don't ever actually know how to define those goals for ourselves, and thus we never set them, and thus we never put effort and energy towards their attainment throughout the year. So one of the biggest things that I want to encourage you to do is sit down and define your goals very clearly for yourself. If you've done this, again, congratulations. Most people don't write their goals down, but the actual act of sitting down with a journal and writing your goals out by hand and reading them aloud back to yourself does something so profound in committing them to our mind, to committing them to our motivation, and allowing us to take action towards them. And so that's the first step that you need to do. You need to write down what your goals are for the year, what you're pursuing, what you're going to put your energy and your effort towards. And then once you have them defined, most people have very big, lofty goals. If you're like me, I'm a very creative person, and so my mind is always going a million miles a minute, and I have these lofty, beautiful dreams and plans and purposes for what I want my life to look like. But I never knew how to actually make them into set plans or real goals for myself, right? I went from being a dreamer and just a wanter and a wisher to now someone who achieves, who does, who takes action, and who actually gets and attains the goals that I set for myself. And that simple shift will make all the difference in your life, and that's what I want to teach you here, is that it's all about starting out with writing out your goals. Don't just make them dreams that you're going to desire and want and wish after and long for, but never take action towards. You have to make your dreams goals. And once you do that, once you've defined them for yourself, now you can start to break them down into simple action steps. And you want to break those action steps, those milestones, down into their smallest possible components or smallest possible steps that you can consistently take action towards every day or every week or whatever it may be for you. Success really is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. The progressive realization of a worthy ideal. And so first and foremost, we have to know what that ideal is. So that's where it comes as defining your goals, defining your ideals, defining what you want out of life. If you don't know how to do that, just take some time to sit and think in silence and quiet and peace by yourself and dream up, if it was a year from now and it was the absolute best year of your life, looking back, what happened? What changes did you make in your life? What did you accomplish? What new things have you done and seen and experienced? What are the things that you've always wanted to do that you were able to accomplish in that best year of your life? What changes did you make on the inside for yourself? What is your new perspective, your new outlook? Who are you hanging out with? Who are you around? What's your network look like? Are you making more money? Do you have a new job? Have you increased your position in the job that you currently have? Did you maybe start a business that you've always wanted to do but never had the ability or courage to do? Just idealize for a moment. It's a year later. It's been the absolute best year of your life to date. What kind of things happened? So you start from that point. Just work your way backwards. What did this year look like? That helps you define some of the things that you truly desire in life and that you really want to go after this year. So break that down and start writing out very specific things. What do you want to have happened in your year? Right? So that is defining that worthy ideal for ourselves. And it's worthy because we truly desire it and we want to put effort and energy into its attainment. So now success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So how do we progressively realize those ideals that we've defined for ourselves? Well, you have to break them down into action steps and milestones, because these goals can be so lofty and so big that they can be daunting, can't they? We don't know how we're going to attain them necessarily, and so we must break them down into small steps. You may not know how to get to be a multi-millionaire in your life, but you do know how to make a little extra money in what you're currently doing. So that may be the first action step. But you set milestones for yourselves, and then you take whatever step you do understand, you break that down into the smallest parts possible, and you begin to make effort and put energy towards attaining that. And the beautiful thing is that we have this perspective in life that maybe we can only see this far, right? But we take one step, and guess what? Our perspective also goes another step at that point. So you can begin to see farther down the path than you ever thought possible as you move in that direction. So that's how you start to progressively realize those ideals. But now the progressively part is the key. It's all about consistency. Everything in life, if we're consistent with it, we can achieve it. But what happens is we get so gung-ho sometimes that we put all this energy and effort into one area and then we burn out, or we don't realize how to sustain that. And so we start to put our effort there and we really work hard at it, and then a day comes where we don't have the ability to put that same kind of effort, and so we don't know how to go from there and maintain it. And we just say, well, we'll have to pick it up another day when I have more energy or that same amount of time. But that typically never happens, and so our dreams and our goals fall off the map and we never go back to them. But the beautiful thing that I have learned is that it's all about consistency. So I gave the example of going to a gym and trying to work out for 7 hours to get huge. Like it might be enticing to us, like we're gonna go get jacked and we're gonna put so much effort into this. But we can only do that one day. We're never gonna have another 7 hours where we can consistently go to the gym, right? So it's better to go 7 days for an hour than 1 day for 7 hours. And so if you can build that consistency in your life, you develop a habit around doing these things consistently, even at small levels. And that's great to start with small levels. And once you build that habit of consistency and making it a priority in your life, then you can front load, then you can put extra effort into those steps and go so much farther ahead. But you know now that you're gonna be consistent. You know that when you run out of energy, you're gonna back off and you're just gonna go back to those low levels, those little steps that you take consistently over and over and over again. Does that make sense? So it's all about consistency, and you have to build that into your life, and you have to define your goals, break them into steps and milestones, and then the smallest possible action steps so that consistently you can make progress towards them. You can do step by step by step towards the things that are most important in your life.